It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Listen, Tamara Fair, unfortunately, is not on the air with us today, but she is not in the air. She is back in town like SmackDown. And I'm a little hurt that she's not here today because guess what I brought with me? Woo! I got my tambourine for Throwback Thursday, and I thought we were gonna be able to have a good time. But you know what? She'll be back with us on tomorrow. But we got a great guest for you today. Listen, we have the owners of Pookie Crack Cakes gonna be in the building. It's gonna be a great conversation. Listen, trust me. I hope they got some of that crack cake with them. Even though I'm fasting, Lord, let's just say. But we're gonna have a good show. We got hot topics, we got resources, and listen. If you haven't, there are still a few slots available for our Dream Center LLC compliance website is going down today at 2:30 p.m. Yours truly will be hosting this educational workshop and webinar to educate you on the new LLC laws for business owners. So all you got to do is go over to thedreamcenter.com, click on the events tab, and register. We're going to have a good time today educating entrepreneurs. 2024 is about to be, in my Donald Trump voice, huge. We're going to have a great show. Call your friends and your frenemies and tell them to tune in to the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Okay, I want that other song back. Yeah. Oh, let me see. He waiting on me.
Jackson, where's she at?
You
downstairs or at the door?
You know, you ever notice when you talk, you get close.
No, I'm coming. I came over here to get my
You
camera.
Be leaning in, man. You can't look. Oh my God. back up. Okay, he went to charge my car. Let me share it with him.
Hey there, Chicago. Are you looking to buy the home of your dreams or sell your property at the best price? Your question is for LNS Development. With our expert real estate and mortgage loan services, we turn your property dreams into reality. Don't let financial.
Oh, we talked about that. I need. Oh, sorry, Facebook, y'all. How my hair looking? I brought my sponge just in case. My barber out of town had a new barber. Because my barber swear he told me he was going out of town. But when I texted him, I was 5 minutes behind. He was like, well, I'm in Dallas. But shout out to Ren, who took good care of me. But he didn't sponge my hair before I left, so I had to do it. But hey, he did a good job. What y'all think?
They understand what it means to protect these members.
Stay in your lane.
They stand guard over 1 million homes.
We got Pookie Crack Cakes in the building, y'all. I don't know. They don't have no cake at them. I know, I asked, trust me, but they closed all month. So they said they got me when they opened back up. Huh? A break. They had a busy holiday season. They got a busy year. The line is always around the block for them. Be a part of your story, a part of your legacy. They're safeguarding your home and preserving your peace.
So go ahead.
Ooh, I'm cold.
866-447-3344. That's 866-447-3344. Call today and make a wise choice to secure your tomorrow. Secure Home and Automation.
DJ B-Lo, what's going on?
Now experience the promise of ultimate safety that they bring to your home. Call Stacy Chauncey.
Zoe, what's going on? We see you.
Stacy Chauncey, 866.
You got the business spotlight in there, right?
44.
Do we got a business?
Have your living space or recover from the unexpected? Pinnacle Construction and Remodeling has got you covered. Specializing in home rehab,
I'm saying like
restoration, and vibrant painting services.
Oh, you don't have it in there?
No, is it supposed to be?
It's yes. Anywhere. Just as a regular commercial, and it's the Gone Again Travel one.
Call them at 708-623-4814. That's 708-623-4814.
Zoe, I didn't get no email.
Your partners in building perfection.
What's up, Tina? Bum, 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 bum. Are they here?
No.
Okay.
But also, I didn't even get like a response from them when I told them that.
So the Bears will have they'll be designated team for regular season game in London.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, first time.
So look, this business spotlight stuff, bro. You're not talking about what you had just recorded earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so did Zoe send them back, or you need me to make them? Is that what you're saying?
Now Zoe,
because I had sent her the raw stuff and she was supposed to send it
Didn't
back.
you said you only got
I
one?
thought she sent it back. I could have swore I heard it. We ain't play it this week. Yeah, we played it yesterday because I said, "Oh, that ain't the one I wanted." Gone again, travel.
I remember you saying
Yeah,
something about this.
but I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure to look. I need good pictures, Adam.
Gotcha.
Tell Adam Chicago Bulls win yesterday.
The highlight of the week. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. You should he'll reach down and pick you up. My hands are still cold, y'all.
My dog wouldn't even go outside.
Next week is gonna be freezing temps. But I don't know if I could trust the weatherman because it's been a snowstorm every day this week and I ain't seen it yet, but you know. CNN reported that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States based on. I could believe CNN said that. Because of the polls.
CNN can say whatever they want to say.
Right. Tell them. Right.
That's like your cousin that got too much. You don't believe it. It's just entertainment. Right? CNN can say anything.
You gonna go get who?
This point, Trump is gonna be the president. Who's gonna beat him? Why you gonna drop out?
Biden better.
Who gonna beat him? RFK just got caught in Epstein.
For real? Oh yeah, I did see
Who
that.
gonna beat him now?
What's up, Justice? I need a lint brush. Huh, no.
Zoe says you're sending it right now. You see that?
You know I love him. He's been good.
All my Republicans now.
He's been so good.
What do you do so far? Just the intro?
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah, what we getting into? What, this one?
He is an idiot.
He is so dumb. What? This story is funny.
We gonna do both of them today.
You doing in the raw first? Cool. So good.
In the raw.
Like your deepest thought or something?
Yeah, you too, Adam. That don't look deep in thought. That looks special needs. Why are my hands cold? You know what? I hard don't watch the weather or something, do they? Because some days it's too hot in here or it's too cold. It's cold outside. It ain't warm in here, is it?
I'm straight.
But I'm
doctor,
cold.
Man, go back up. So you back up now. Compared to outside.
Look, come here.
30 seconds. That's you.
Oh, what the
hell? Coffee or something.
Yeah, you need some?
I do need some coffee. I've had 2 bottles of water this morning, a smoothie.
Can you have coffee? That's what I'm gonna...
Yeah,
okay.
I did have coffee this morning.
You said no cream, right?
I like my coffee like I like my ladies, black.
You're shivering on your Instagram story?
Huh?
Would it bother if you're shivering?
No. So, on today's episode of In the Raw, of course, I'm not Tamara Fair, but we've been reporting about the 11-year-old boy in Mississippi who was shot by police. And as if the case of Darian Murray couldn't get any more heartbreaking, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations released body cam footage showing the 11-year-old boy being shot by, we did report, a black officer. Now, Murray told Good Morning America, ABC's Good Morning America, that he was woken out of his sleep May 20th, 2023, to the sound of his mother, Nakala, and the father of one of her kids arguing. Murray said his mother told him to call 911 to report a domestic dispute. Upon Indianola Police Sergeant Greg Capers' arrival, he appears to be on the phone with a dispatcher who was communicating with someone in the house per the body camera footage. The dispatcher tells Capers he has been given permission to enter the premises, and he then began attempting to bust the door down. Now, Nakala is seen in the video answering the door with her hands raised, and then Capers started giving orders to everyone else inside the house to come out with his gun drawn. Nakala previously stated no one else was in the home except her small children, and the man in question fled out the back. Start quote, "Come out, sir. Don't make us come in," end quote, Caper said as he begins entering the home. Start quote, "Police, you got any weapons? Put them down," end quote. On the right side of the hallway, Murray is seen running out with his hands up. In the milliseconds after he comes into the video's frame, Caper shoots him in the chest. Murray lets out a heartbreaking scream of both pain and panic, and I quote, "Oh my God," Caper shouted after the shot went off. "That's a kid," Murray's mother yelled out from the front line. Capers then started calling for medical, and Murray runs out the house towards his mother, bending over, clutching his chest. Now, the whole interaction lasted less than 2 minutes. The video came out months after a grand jury declined. Let me say that one more time. After a grand jury declined to indict the officer. As for administrative punishment, Capers was suspended without pay upon investigation, but reinstated in December, per WJTV. Now, Nakala filed a $5 million excessive force lawsuit alleging the Indianola Police Department failed to properly train Sergeant Capers. I'm just flabbergasted. Yeah. One, when we heard, and I will say this, when I heard it was a black officer, I was even more flabbergasted because we don't usually hear these stories. But it just begs to ask the question: does there need to be an overhaul of police training on a federal level? Because clearly there's a gap in training. Because I know what a young man is, Jarrell. What about you? You know what a young guy is? I mean, you see there's a difference between a young man and a man, right?
I like to think so.
I mean, and I believe he was 12 years old, 11. 11-year-old middle schooler. How do you think that this 11-year-old is the man causing domestic violence?
You already said you got previous information that the man was gone. Oh.
Yeah, speak up, Justice. The brothers are taking over today.
I think the biggest problem I have is that if the information was already known that the man was gone, she said, "All this here is my children."
And he fled out the back.
He's gone. He ran.
So that herein lies the issue now. We keep hearing cases like this, right? of police shooting the wrong people, and they're saying they were afraid for their lives. Or we saw the white woman who killed the guy and said she thought she was tasing him. And it's like, well, how do you not know the difference between a gun and a taser, right? So I believe there needs to be some federal maybe legislation to change the training across the board. Now, I don't know how often police go through training. Do you go through the police academy? No, they don't go through training when they get in trouble. They get administrative leave with no pay, then they back on the job a month later. So it's like you get on time out and then you go back to work. But are there like professional development? Do police every year need to go through training? Do we know that?
Yes. I think so. Yeah, they do.
They do. We want to make sure we spitting facts. I know Adam is looking it up, but if they don't, then that's something that needs to happen. If they do, then that means we just need the curriculum changed.
The problem isn't whether or not they're being trained, because they are. The problem is that once they get into the force, oftentimes there are just things that are skirted, things that they don't follow all the protocols correctly, things that are just allowed to happen. They don't follow the book, and then as soon as someone does something wrong, brothers in arms, they don't hold
the blue code.
Exactly.
So we need an officer. Calling all police. If you're listening to me, we need one of you to be brave enough to come out like Cat Williams and just start telling everything. Listen, start telling everything about everybody. But in Illinois, shout out to Adam, police officers in Illinois must complete at least 30 hours of in-service training every 3 years. Now, teachers have to do in-service 2 to 3 times a year. I know jobs that do professional development 2 to 3 times per year. I think there needs to be some laws where this is a yearly professional development training and in-service, because guess what? Every time a cop like this shoots an 11-year-old, now we need to add to the training how to determine the difference between an adult black man and an 11-year-old boy. And when you hear these type of situations, we hear more white officers shooting 11-year-old boys because they identify young black boys as young as men, right? And so, of course, the number one thing is I was afraid for my life, and that's why they did it. But come on, brother. And I'm not saying, accidents do happen, so I'm not saying that he should have been. I don't know, though. You shot an 11-year-old in the chest after the mom told you.
I think this is him working out of fear, like coming up to the situation fearful.
Because that's the problem. Police are meant to de-escalate situations.
Not escalate them. Yeah.
So many of them are not able to, because they're first responders, right? But they're the ones you're supposed to call when stuff just goes left and there's a violent situation. And so they come into these situations already wired, expecting violence and things like that. And they have no capacity to de-escalate. So I don't know.
Did the child have a weapon?
The child did not have a weapon.
So child or adult, if you're dealing with somebody who don't have a weapon, you're not supposed to discharge your weapon regardless. Even if you're on a high-speed chase, you can't use your weapon. If they don't have a weapon, you can't use your weapon. So why was he able to use his weapon? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Look, I'm about to call you Justice. Jarrell, you are absolutely right about that, because I'm just flabbergasted. I didn't think this story would get worse. So he didn't get charged. The kid was shot in the chest. And even if he thought he had a weapon, right, Jarrell? You shoot to disarm. Well, you shot him in his chest. That ain't, Jesus, that's shooting to kill. Thank God that this kid is still alive to tell the story. I'm going to be praying for him. This is trauma that I wouldn't wish on any 11-year-old, any 21-year-old, any 31, 41, 51. No matter your age, you should not be getting shot by the police when you called the police. But we see that so many times in our community where we call for help, and then the people who get called end up getting shot, killed, or arrested. And it's like, you know what, we got to do better. But I believe that our Savior, Jesus Christ, can do anything. And the Bible teaches us if we lift up Jesus, he'll draw all men unto him. So I'm asking you to continue to pray for the officers, and we continue to lift up Jesus so he can draw them in. And then when they're drawn in, they'll have compassion. It's helped me lift Jesus right here on this Throwback Thursday on the Brunch Bunch. Whoa, my hand's cold.
The thing is, what you were saying about calling out cops, saying like someone be brave and tell something. There's a lot of black cops who tell their stories, and what happens is they get fired.
Cut it up some, Darrell. This an indie. This is MJ tambourine, y'all. MJ loves tambourine.
I find out you didn't go to jail. Why are you if you don't have a weapon, bro, you can take him. You know what I'm saying? It's a little grown man. You can, yeah.
I wonder how old Sergeant Capers is.
It don't
Because
matter.
you said he was scared. So I wonder now the question, even though I'm not an ageist, right? But the question is, was he an older officer?
No, that do matter, I think.
That got afraid, or is he a new officer? But he a sergeant.
11 is pre-puberty.
Yeah.
It's not a dude with muscle with face on like.
Never.
If you said 17,
yeah, that makes.
I'll be mad, but
You
I'll
can
be
bring
like,
him in.
17 is good game. 11, bro, 11 is like 5th grade.
We're gonna do a quick what's going on. So play one more minute of this. Yeah, he probably should have been fired. And they better pay her.
I'm surprised that him being a black officer, he wasn't fired. Usually when that
All right, usually black folks the first one they throw under the bus. But it is Mississippi too. Well, oh, Sharice, tell me what that means. Oh shoot, I'm downtown. I ain't got long. Maybe I can stop by there. Yeah. No, it wasn't the Caucasian. I ain't did one in a while.
I'm not gonna lie, the community might need to deal with him.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like
11, a kid.
11 years
That's
old.
a kid, bro.
Yeah, that's
kid,
ridiculous.
That's a kid. You can yank a kid, bro. That's crazy.
Help me lift Jesus. Help.
And at the very least, for his sake, you better be happy the kid survived. If he actually did kill him,
Hey, what's up, man?
I got y'all when we open back up.
All right, man. Look, the good thing is I'm fasting anyway.
You fasting?
So
See?
y'all would have brought that cake in here.
But that's why we was closed anyway.
Right. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Okay, come on in, have a seat. Jarrell, she said it's in. Can you play the highlight before you air it for me? You on the phone? Oh.
She texted it to us too.
Did she?
But listen.
I'm gonna send it to you too.
Wait, they started with Alice and Jordan?
No.
So straight.
I'm listening to it.
Where will your dreams take you?
Oh, that's different. That one's your voice on here. This one different.
She said she was about to
She just sent us the one. I'm just showing them one she sent us. I don't know if she put it in.
Sponsored by the 850 family, Melissa Alexander, the Star Realtor, Uncle Dennis Chicken, El Nacimiento Tequila, The Brain Trooper Allison Jordan, Amazing Labs 2.0, Eric Nance, Mortgage Lender Nina Gonzalez, Attorney Marcus Gray, Brown Sugar Bakery, Cal's Home Inspection Services, Deborah Vines of The Answer Inc., and Dr. Julian Wright.
Okay.
She put it in now.
This was good, Zoe. Yes, thank you. Let me, hold on, y'all. I'm going to clean my, it looked a little fuzzy.
You put your name in.
Me too, Sharice. Jarrell, can you cut the music up a little?
I'm waiting for the
Well, you gonna put your name in?
You got 2 minutes.
Actually, 1 minute. 30 seconds. Let's go to what in the Caucasian so I can get through this.
Perfect.
So we set it up at.
Yeah, and then you could set it up like we usually go like off like this ledge right here. And then I can get you a phone. You can either do that or I can switch to this.
He could use this one. Oh, it's one over there too, right?
So you say that's good enough for me right there? That's perfect right there. Make sure your volume. My bad. Just make sure your volume's all the way down. You said put it on mute. Put it on mute. Put your name in.
It's going against travel. Where would your dreams take you?
Sounds all the way down.
That's the one, Marcel.
And do this.
It's the credit commercial she sent. What? You did? Did we play this one yet? We do want to play this. Yeah, but she's sending you the credit commercial.
Oh, you heard that? The credit commercial. Yeah. I'm gonna go. All right.
We do. Look.
Well, you say you put it in already?
I need to start bringing my own phone holder. Like just start traveling with one.
Okay. Okay, it's in. All right, cool. You ready, Marcel?
I'm like Freddie. I stay
All
ready.
right, thank you, bro.
Why is your screen bigger than mine?
But now, I don't know.
Like, why does your...
Because she hasn't entered the studio yet.
Oh, okay.
So you actually had...
On today's episode of What in the Caucasity. Listen, I haven't done a What in the Caucasity since 2023. Maybe white people ain't been acting crazy. Well, no, I just haven't had time to report on it. Listen, former President Donald J. Trump is known for making grandiose proclamations, but his comments on Tuesday night in Mar-a-Lago might catch a lot of black folks off guard. Now, during a joint campaign event with North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, Trump compared the gubernatorial candidate to our most famous civil rights icon. And I quote, "First, it was the voice," Trump said about Robinson. "I said, that voice is good," he added. And then I said, "You know what? I swear, I think you're better than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr." Now, apparently, Robinson didn't love the comparison. Trump shared, and I quote, "I wasn't sure if he was happy about that because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was great. And I think he didn't like the comparison, but he accepted it." Now, you're probably thinking, Robinson didn't want to be compared to such an incredible icon because he's humble, but the lieutenant governor's previous comments on the civil rights movement provide an alternative, less generous explanation. During a podcast interview in 2018, Robinson said the civil rights movement was, and I quote, "a communist plot to subvert capitalism," end quote. He also said so many freedoms were lost. Listen, I can't even get through this story. I'm like smiling so hard because I just want to laugh at these idiots. But he said so many freedoms were lost during the civil rights movement that shouldn't have been lost, end quote. So he's not exactly a fan of Dr. King's work. Now, Facebook posts from an account that appears to belong to North Carolina Lieutenant Governor also suggests that Robinson just might have a problem with his own people. So if you didn't know, Robinson is black. And I quote, "Someone asked me if I consider myself part of the African-American community. I told them no," reads a Facebook post. "They asked me why, and I said," and start quote, "why would I want to be a part of a community that devalues its fathers, overburdens its mothers, and murders its children by the millions? Why would I want to be a part of a community that sucks from the putrid tit of the government and then complains about sour milk?" The post and Robinson comments on the podcast were first reported on WUNC North Carolina Public Radio. It's bad enough Donald Trump endorsing campaign alongside Mark Robinson, a notorious extremist who disparaged the black community and trashed the civil rights movement, said DNC National Press Secretary Serafina Chitika in a statement. But now he's bringing him back out on the campaign trail. When Trump said to Robinson, a man who claims the civil rights movement was a shadowy subplot to subvert capitalism that made black Americans worse off, is better than Dr. Martin Luther King, he insulted and disrespected generations of Black Americans who fought tirelessly for their rights. Now, that was today's episode of What in the Caucasity. You know what? I don't understand. I don't know, though. And listen, let me just say this. I'm no Democrat or Republican. I am an independent. I vote people, not party, right? And so both parties have things that I like. And I will say that there have been some things that Trump has done. Look, run that money again, bro, in the past. And there was some few things, not many, that he said that I'm like, okay, I'm with that. But 99% of the other things that he's saying, do, it's like, what the heck is wrong? I want to know what drugs Trump is on. I mean, is it a mental imbalance? His niece wrote a book that I bought, Mary Trump, that talked about Trump being deranged and crazy, all of that, all of his life, and he's always been a narcissist. But is this really narcissism? Is it, or is it just insanity? Because narcissists.
I think that's part of narcissism.
I guess.
Insanity in there.
What kind of, lift your hands, believers. If you're listening, we're going to pray for Trump right now. Never mind, we ain't going to waste my prayer. Listen, we're going to keep it rocking. I mean, Trump and this Black brother. No, let's get to him real quick. Lieutenant Governor Robertson of North Carolina. Black folks in North Carolina, and if you're not in North Carolina, call your family, your friends, and tell them to make sure they vote this brother out, because he don't want to be a part of the African American community.
Yeah, brother, I got a name for him.
Justice said he ain't a brother. He got a name for him, which this is 1390, so I won't let you get the mic to say whatever you're going to say. You and Adam be saying some rough stuff back here. But, I don't know what's wrong with our people. Self-hatred, that is real. And that brother definitely, now I will pray for him, pray for his mind. And I wonder if his parents still alive, because I can't believe you would say something like that with a Black mother.
There's a lot of Black people that feel like that.
Jarrell said it's
Mr. Ruckus.
Yeah, Mr. Ruckus for sure. Yeah. Listen, Bojangles tap dancing for the man. I don't know what's going on, but they cloned Tyrone. Showed us this stuff. Y'all better quit drinking this Kool-Aid and eating that chicken from. I ain't gonna say no name. Adam would. Would you be quiet? But listen, you know what you should be eating? You should be eating some Pookie crack cakes. Listen, when we come back, we have the owners of Pookie crack cakes in the building. Now, they ain't bring no cake. I'm putting them out. No, no, but listen, we're going to keep this show going. We got a great show. We got Pookie's crack cakes, and we got some throwback hits for you right here on the Brunch Bunch. That brother need to be pimp slashed.
That's crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
The funny.
Got culture from us. Sorry, Facebook, we lost sound.
I agree with you, bro. But I'm saying there's a lot more people that think like him than you think. There's people walking around here.
We got it. We know there's no sound.
Is it?
No, there's no sound.
You can see it. You can see it in their action. You can see it in their friend groups and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro.
Can you hear us now, Facebook?
No, they can't. I'm telling you, there's no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
you hear now? Can you hear now, guys? Greg say I hear now. DJ Below said yes.
Outwardly expressive and behave like that.
They usually get ostracized.
They don't want us to talk. You know what? They gonna block me. So I start talking about the man.
You can't talk about the man like that. They said no.
Talk about white people. No offense. White people. I don't ever hear Jewish people saying I don't want to be Jewish. And when they're, I don't hear Catholics talking about I want to be Catholic after thousands of priests and raped hundreds of thousands of people. We always the only community we forgive everybody but hate ourselves. That's crazy. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I'm fasting. I don't want to cuss either. Adam, I don't have no bio.
I was given this.
Okay. So, Doug and Dedra Simmons, the owners of Pookie Crack. Y'all didn't bring me a coat at least, a sweater.
We're working on it. We gotta get you some stuff, man. We got you.
Okay, yeah. Now we're gonna have an interesting conversation. Y'all ready?
Man, we're ready, man. It's always good.
It's gonna be good.
What's going on?
We did what's going on.
No, we didn't. We didn't want to.
Oh no, just come in. Just come in.
Got a minute.
You can fade this out. Yeah, so we can come in. I had time to interview and one more song.
3, 2, 1.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your main man, Action Jackson, on this Throwback Thursday. And I am so pleased, proud, and excited to have the owners of the hit, most famous, world-renowned Pookie Crack Cakes. Let's give a warm Brunch welcome to Doug and Dedra Simmons.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys. How you guys doing?
Wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Listen, you are all let for the record, all y'all listening. I just want you to know, just in case you ain't seen all the signs, they are closed for the month. So don't try to pull up after you hear this interview.
We just had that problem.
Are you
just
serious?
inbox us like, yeah, man, y'all didn't they inbox us like, man, y'all didn't put a sign up to let us know you closed. But it's been on social media since before.
You've been announcing it before the close.
Even before Christmas,
So let's get into this. Let's jump right into this interview. And thank you all for coming. Shout out to my good friend, Chantel Sutton, who, listen, when she said, that's my brother and sister, I'm like, now it's always our brother and sister. She texting like, no, that's my real brother. That's my sister.
Yeah. We are biological sisters. That is my blood sister. We have the same father. We share the same father.
She told me, and Chantel and I, listen, in high school, very, very close, and I remember spending time, and she'd be talking to her. So it's nice to finally meet you, Dedra and Doug. But listen, let's talk about Pookie Crack Cakes. What was the inspiration behind opening the business?
Well, let's be honest with you. I think it was me pushing my wife because she had lost her job. They did a massive layoff. And so I really told my wife, listen, instead of you trying to, because she wanted to go back to corporate, she had a really, really good job in the pharmaceutical industry.
Right. I was on quality control for pharmaceutical. I was doing quality control management.
Wow.
For pharmaceutical, I have been doing that for almost 12 years.
Okay.
So
yeah. And so I just told her, like, when they did that, I said, listen, focus on your craft. She's great at it. She's been doing it for a long time, and I just wanted her to focus and find her niche. I have a background in marketing, so I was just waiting on her to have that right thing. And when that right thing came, I told her I was with her 1,000%, and I would back up her plan. So she's the big boss now. She want to do it.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good story because we talking about corporate layoffs, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us go through corporate layoffs. And I actually put on Facebook this morning that it's never too late to become who you want to be. Right. And so this is a confirmation. So now, when you got the layoff, your husband pushed you and supported you and said, "Look, don't worry about finding a job. Let's start a business, find your niche." Was baking the first thing that you said you were going to do?
Well, I've been baking since 2014. Let's go all the way back to 2014. So while I was in pharmaceutical and working full-time in pharmaceutical, I was always a very good cook. But I wanted to be just a well-rounded cook. And so my great-grandmother, and Miss Lucille McGee is who I was always in the kitchen with. And so I grew up with her. She taught me her culinary from everything. but I did not get the baking aspect of it. The only thing that I shared with my grandmother around on the holidays is we used to make her famous bread pudding.
Okay.
So I started working on just baking in 2014. I stumbled upon my own created recipe for a butter pecan cake. Because everybody was doing like the traditional cakes, a lemon cake, caramel cake. I wanted to do something different.
Now I never heard of a butter pecan cake. That sounds pretty good too.
So I stumbled upon that. I perfected a recipe, and I took my great grandmother's praline glaze that she used to put on her bread pudding, and I topped it on top of that cake. And that's how the butter pecan praline cake was created. And so I first put this, one of my friends took this cake to a police station. She had it at the holiday at my house. She said, I need to take this. My sergeant is retiring. Can I take this to work with me? I said, yeah, I'll have you a cake made at the end of the week. And just like that, so she took that cake to her job. Her sergeant was calling me. The other police officers were calling me. Before I knew it, I had a full-time weekend gig baking cakes on the weekend. So I was working Monday through Friday, and I was baking cakes on the weekend to the capacity it grew within months of me just selling out of slots. Like I didn't even have enough time to bake cakes, or you know, like I was selling out then, and people were pulling up to my house getting these cakes, and my neighbors was like, well, what's going on? What you doing over there? And I'm like, I'm selling cakes. And they was like, what?
So I mean, that's an amazing story. So you started baking, you already had the culinary skills, but you wanted to learn baking. You baked a cake that knocked the socks off of people, and it got them addicted, right? And then fast forward, you lose your job, and now you say, let's just open a bakery, or?
No, it wasn't just let's just open a bakery. It had gotten to the point. So she started during the pandemic. She was selling the cakes, and we were taking them downstairs. Now we lived on the 3rd floor, and we lived on, if you know anything about the South Side on Oglesby.
Not really. West Side.
It's right. You're a West Sider. So anybody's on the South Side would know it's this narrow one-way street. And so we would have these lines of cars of people coming to pick up their cakes on the weekends. And my wife was burning out ovens. I think in that time, in a few years, she was burning out oven after oven. And I just got tired. I said, listen, we can't keep doing this in the house. And we're going up 3 flights of stairs.
3 flights of stairs will have me closed down already.
60, she done sold 60 cakes on a Saturday. It's a line of people outside. These are whole cakes. These ain't the loaves like we got now.
Oh, wow.
These were whole cakes. Now, you imagine carrying 2, 3 whole cakes down 3 flights of stairs, run back up, get more cakes, and there's a line of cars, and it's blocking traffic. This every weekend.
People were hanging out of the windows. They were like, what is going on? You got a crack line outside. That's where
a pass out going on over here.
Like the whole crack line thing came from.
Well, let's stop there. Let's go there. Now, I found out about you all because you went viral.
Yeah.
You went viral. People were talking about the name.
Yeah.
It was going crazy. And you guys were a topic on the show.
Yeah.
So I must say, at first I was like, why would these black people name this business Pookie Crack Cake? What is they doing to our people? You know, look, so I'm gonna be honest. That's what. But then as I started reading through you all's responses to people, I said, okay, it makes sense, and we doing the spin on it. So let's talk about the name.
I think people from the North are kind of disconnected from the South in a way, because that is an actual cake. So we had an Indian couple come in. And the lady came in because she said, man, you guys sell crack cakes. I haven't seen this since the South, from Texas. Wow. So what people don't realize is a crack cake is a Southern cake. And I'll let my wife explain what a crack cake actually is.
Because at first I'm like, oh, these some undercover drug dealers. They just selling crack somewhere. I don't know. One day they got a pass out going on.
So you can explain more about what a crack cake is.
So a crack cake is something that I've been eating since I was a child. It was being made by my great grandmother before I was even born. So that was like a treat on our table on Sundays. When we after church, my grandmother would whip that cake up and put that cake in the oven, and it's nothing but a bundt cake. That when the cracks form at the top of a bundt cake, when you pull your homemade cake out, you poke the holes in it, You make a either like a buttered rum sauce, a vanilla glaze sauce, or like a rum wine sauce. And you would pour that all into the cracks and all into the holes of the cake and let it seep into the cake. That's all a crack cake is. You would let that settle in before you flip it over and, let it cool completely. And then you serve it like that. And you can serve it with ice cream or whipped cream or whatever you wanted to serve it with. That's all a crack cake is.
Yeah.
Simple philosophy.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Lord, I didn't think about the cracks at the top of the cake.
Exactly.
That's well, listen. Somebody on Facebook just said, I understand now. It makes sense now.
It does.
Well, you know what? Not only does it make sense, but clearly it's an addiction because you all have lines around the block
every day
for these crack cakes.
Every day.
How when you opened, did you expect for it to be this big?
Never.
Did you expect lines forming around the block? And I see y'all people on y'all page. Are you open? Are you so you had to put up? We sold out for the day.
Right. We have to because the thing is, we didn't want to put out a phone number because all people going to do was call us and say, do you have any cakes left? And so when you tell people you got cakes, you know what happens? They come. And if they come, let's say they come an hour later, well, you told us you had cakes available.
Yeah.
And when you get there and there's no cakes, and let's say you came all the way from Schaumburg. Now you're upset.
You're upset.
And then you give us a 1-star review because of that. So what we had to do was I go on there every day and I post how many cakes we have left for the day.
Smart.
And then when we're sold out, that's where the sold out came from because people was like, well, why y'all constantly posting sold out? Because we have to let the people know.
Because you don't want people,
we don't
mad.
want people to just coming up there
far and wide to come and there's nothing for them to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a West Sider. It take a lot for me to get past Roosevelt. So if I come all the way outside for a kick, I'll be mad.
Can I say this about West Siders? West Siders come over there and say, I came all the way from the West Side.
You better believe it.
You're literally 15 minutes away.
You better believe
all the way from the West Side. It's like it's a chore for West Siders to come to the bakery.
You better believe it. You better.
They do it all the time.
I say it all the time. Man, I came all the way from the West Side. We be like, well, where you live at? I'm on Central in Washington. Really?
Right.
What are you talking about?
That's a journey. That's a journey. So
y'all need to stop it.
It might have took you even less time than that, depending upon how you was driving.
How you Okay, so let's talk about this. Where's Pookie Crack Cakes located?
105 East 47th Street.
Not 79th, Jarrell.
Right. And the great thing about it, we're right off the expressway, so it makes it easy for people to get to.
105 East
47th Street. That's right off 47th and Michigan.
And so let's talk about the cakes. What all? I mean, I know it's more than the butter pecan praline cake.
Oh, yeah.
But wait, before we get to that, can we discuss what the word Pookie means?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Pookie, what people associate the word Pookie with is the character off of New Jack City.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
To crack cocaine. So when you put the word Pookie with crack cake, it just automatically it just carries it over to a negative connotation, like, oh, they're promoting crack. Like real crack cocaine. Like, and we are the farthest people from promoting something like that. So when people, if you Google the word Pookie, people don't even know it's a term of endearment.
Yes, right.
It is a term of endearment. It is something that you give, a cute nickname that you give somebody that you love, that you care about.
Yeah,
it's goes along the line of calling somebody sweetheart. In some countries, it means doll.
Well, in French, poupée. The word poupée means doll.
It means
doll. That's where
the word Pookie comes from.
Yeah.
And I be wanting people to really educate themselves instead of just jumping to a negative conclusion. Our bakery, our business, everything is built off love and community.
Yeah.
We would never promote anything negative in association with anything that we do, not let alone our business.
Yeah.
And we at this point have the full support of the whole community around us.
Yes, we do.
A lot of people
has
they love us.
And not only Bronzeville, people from all over. We have people flying in from Texas, New
York,
New
Dubai.
Orleans, everywhere.
They come from everywhere
that
now.
come to say we had to come and see you guys. We've heard so much. We saw you on IG. I mean,
and you didn't need a viral sensation to fly in, taste your cake, and tell the world. Y'all did it on your own.
Our customers are our celebrities.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say. That's our main key. If anybody is on our page or looks at our page, we take pictures with our customers because our customers are our celebrities.
You guys are building a community, though. Because I see the faithful customers comment whenever I see a Pookie post come up. They be going crazy on those posts. So before we get out of here, I want the believers, if you've never had a Pookie crack cake, you heard it here first. Pookie, term of endearment, crack, because of the cracks at the top, and they let all of the flavors seep in. Listen, black folks, though, because, all of us had a whole cake when we was growing up. Some fried chicken and a whole cake. And, you act like a crack cake, you ain't never heard of it, but we just got special terms for things.
Absolutely.
What are some of the names? What type of flavors in crack cakes do you all have?
So we have my signature, my two top signatures.
Now, Doug, you take note while she tells me. I'm going to tell you which ones I want.
Right.
We have my signature, the one that sold out for 4 years straight. That was the only cake that I sold, was the butter pecan. It's the butter pecan praline.
I want one.
We have a homemade caramel, cast iron caramel.
I want one. Cast iron, wow.
Because we make it in the cast iron. We hand make everything at our bakery. We are not a commercial bakery. We are a small, everything in our bakery is handmade by a person with love and care.
Yeah.
So we have the caramel from scratch. We have red velvet, traditional red velvet. We have what we call a pineapple paradise that people go crazy over. We have a peach cobbler.
Count me in. I'm about to run around this studio.
We have a strawberry lemon cake. We call it the strawberry lemonade, which is just a strawberry, deliciously strawberry cake with my lemon glaze on it. We have a regular a vanilla cake with the lemon glaze on it. We have a key lime cake, which is a vanilla bean cake with a key lime glaze on it. What else do we have?
We got the Oreo, my favorite.
Now, wait a minute.
Chocolate cake with the Philadelphia cream cheese icing and the Oreos on top.
You got to be kidding me. You got an Oreo cake?
Oreo cake, man.
Lord, Father, in the name of Jesus, touch my stomach. This water ain't working right now. These cakes about to make me do a backflip. Listen, all of these sound delicious. How can the listeners connect with you all on social media and get an address again? And when you're opening up?
Come to Facebook, follow us. You will get updated, real-time information with us. My husband is in charge of every marketing, everything that you guys see on the Pookie Crack Cakes page is done by my husband, my wonderful, amazing husband. He is talking to the people all day, whether they're inboxing us, whether they're inboxing us on sending us a message on Instagram, in the comments. Like, we are very active with our customers, so they know real-time information. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram
at Pookie Crack Cake. Pookie Crack Cakes. Listen, believers, and you're opening February 1st.
February 1st.
Don't meet me there, beat me there. No, don't beat me there, meet me there, because I gotta get my cake before y'all. Well, listen, Doug and Dedra, I wish you continued favor and success. I can't wait to have you back to talk about location number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But next time y'all come, y'all better not walk through that door without 2 or 3 of them crack cakes. I know. Listen, I am so happy to meet you all. I'm glad we are connected. You are now friends of the Brunch Bunch. Listen, believers, get over to Pookie Crack Cakes, 105 East 47th Street. Get you one of these crack cakes and talk and tell them you heard about them on the Brunch Bunch. Listen, we are out of time, but we are never out of content. We encourage you, like we do each and every Thursday on this Throwback Thursday, as you hear all night, all day playing in the background. Jarrell, hope you caught that. Reverend Clay Evans, God rest his soul, used to say, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the problems you're facing, when you go home tonight, get in your bed and pull the covers over your shoulders, knowing that angels are watching over you, because it's going to be all right. And then he would end and say, you know what? It's already all right. So whatever you're going through, don't worry about it. Up next is AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the Afternoon Drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. Facebook, get over to Pookie. Everybody talking about they hungry, they want a cake. Pineapple Paradise sound good.
It's one of our top sellers as well. I mean, everything sells extremely well, but people, they love it.
Eval said it's the perfect name. People shouldn't be so silly. That's it. Greg Williams said, teach today.
Right.
Yeah, I was teaching. Bettina, I need to purchase a cake. They open back up February 1st. Girl, you got my sweet tooth screaming. Take us back. Wow, that was, you know what? That was good. And we all, when you hear something and you read negative, you kind of, it's so easy to get drawn into negativity. But that's why I wanted to read you all's response to it, because I was just hearing people, they talk about crack, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want no crack cake. But then I saw you respond. You weren't playing with the people either.
No, I really.
Cherie Henderson said, hey, Dedra. Sharice Henderson said, hey, Dedra.
Tell her I said hello.
So, yeah, no, it was, I'm glad. So, from that moment, I'm like, I'm going to connect. Then I think Chantel put something up, and that's what I said. She talking about it. Let me connect with them.
What's going on?
All right, Facebook, February 1st, they open back up. Get over the Pookie Crack Cakes. And then one of y'all could bless me with a cake. Bring it on down to the studio. See y'all. Yeah, get in early. Follow the Facebook page. They like when Krispy Kreme first came to Chicago. When that hot light come on, you better be in line. All right, see you all.